Hello, friends, and my dear students. I hope you're all well and your studies are also going on well. This is part 3 of video on the chapter percentage. In the previous video, part 2, I was solving the problems of exercise 10b. I solved a question number 1 to 12, and I did not, I overlooked the problems from 13 to 27. I was not aware that there were more questions left. So, in the previous video, if you have not watched the part 2, where I solved the question number 1 to 12, I highly suggest that you watch that video to get an idea of how I have applied the concept of percentages on the real life problems. So exercise 10b is about what problems and applying the concept of percentages in real life situation. So in this video, I will solve the remaining questions, that is problem number 13 to 27. So this video is part of the playlist CBSE Mathematics for class 7 following the textbook of author R.S. Aggarwal. And if you are new to my channel and not yet subscribed, and if you are watching my videos and my videos are beneficial to you, then please support me by subscribing to my channel, and also do not forget to press the bell icon so that you will be notified by my future videos. So let's start this video. Okay, so I have the questions from exercise 10b. These are questions. Let's see the questions from 13 to, I will solve the questions 13 to 27. 13 to 27. Let me increase the font a little bit. Okay. I will solve the questions from 13 to 27. So on the right hand side, I have my canvas where I will solve the problems and do any kind of discussions required. So let's solve the problem. This is question number 13. Question number okay. Question number 13 says, Sonal went to school for 219 days in a full year. Okay. So in a full year means in 365 days, Sonal, I don't know whether Sonal is a female or male. Anyway, I'm considering a male. So Sonal went to school. Okay, it is given her. Okay. So Sonal went to school for 219 days in a full year means in 365 days, she went to school for 219 days. Okay. If her attendance is 75%, find the number of days on which the school was open. Oh, find the number of days on which the school was open. Okay, so we have to consider those number of days where the school was open as 100%. Now it is given that her attendance was 75% of the number of days on which the school was open, and these attendance, and also it is given that she went to school for 219 days. So let's write down the facts given. Percent of attendance, percentage of attendance is given to be 75%. Also it is given number of days went to school, number of days went to school is 219. So this number of days she went to school for 219 days in a full year. In a full year, and if her attendance is 75%, so definitely this 75% is out of all the days in which the school was open. So it is asking find the number of days on which the school was open. So let's say, if we assume, let's assume the school was open for X days. The school was open for X days. Now this implies, based on the fact given, 75%, her attendance is 75%. Now the 75% is based on the total number of days the school was open. So we can say that 75% of X days equals 219 days. 219 days. Since it's given that she went to school, her attendance, she went to school for 219 days. Now this implies that 75 by 100 of X days equals 219 days. This implies 75 by 100 of X means 75 by 100 into X. And from both sides, we can also cancel the units. If you have something like, let's say 2x, where x is a variable unknown, 2x, let's say 2x meter equals 4 meter, obviously you can cancel out the units and you will say that 2x equals 4. So similarly, I am saying that we have 75 by 100 of X days equals to 219 days, which means 75 by 100 of X means 75 by 100 into X. This equals 219. From here, we can solve X as 219 into 100 divided by 75. Okay, now so let's divide by 3. This is 25 and this is 73. This is 4. So this equals 12 and 292. So the school was open for 292 days. And out of these 292 days, the school was open, Sonal went to school for 219 days, which makes a percentage of 75%. Okay. Let's do problem number 14. So while I'm solving the problem, you can pause the video and take a screenshot. If you think it will be beneficial for you, pause the video and take a screenshot for your future reference. Question number 14 says 3% commission on the sale of a property amounts to rupees 42660. What is the total value of the property? Okay, I think this is a pretty straightforward. Basically, it is saying that 3% of the total property, 3% of the total value of the property is given to be rupees 42660. So, so it is asking what is the total value of the property. So let's assume total value of property be rupees X. Now this implies that it is given that 3% of X equals rupees 3% commission on the sale of a property amounts to rupees 42660. So if the total value of the property is X, then it has given, we can say that 3% of X equals rupees 42660. This implies 3% of X means 3 by 100 of X equals rupees 42660. This implies we can say that 3x by 100 equals 42660. This implies x equals 42660 multiplied by 100 divided by 3. Now this is he divides 42660 with 14220. So this is 1422000. So this should be in rupees. So the total value of the property is how much? 14 lakh and 22,000. So if 3% commission on the sale of a property, so 3% of 14 lakh 22,000 is coming out to be 42,660. Okay, fine. So this is the answer. The total value of the property is 14 lakh 22,000. So I was checking regarding the previous video, I was checking the answer given at the back of the book with mine, and I saw that I made some calculation mistakes in 2 or 3 problems. So it can often be the case that my answer will not match with the answer given in the book, because definitely the answer given at the back of the book is correct. So because of my calculation mistake, my answer may not come correctly. So I apologize for that, but I am prone to make calculation mistakes, and I will not focus if I am really making any calculation mistake or not, because the importance is you understand how I am applying the concept of percentages to solve the problem, how I am understanding the problem, understanding what is given, understanding what we have to find, and how we are relating the given information to the concept of percentages and applying the concept to solve the problem. This is the prime objective. Okay, let's solve question number 15. It says in an election there were 2 candidates A and B. The total number of voters in this constituency was 60,000 and 80% of the total votes were polled. I am not really I'm not at all familiar with this all voting system, but anyway, let me try if I can understand the problem. In an election, there were 2 candidates. Okay, so people were voting either the candidate A or candidate B. Okay, so the total number of votes in this constituency was 60,000. Total number of votes. Oh, sorry, the total number of voters. The total number of voters in this constituency was 60,000 and 80% of the total votes were polled. And if 60% of the polled votes were cast in favor of A, how many votes were received by B? Okay, so the total number of voters. Okay, let's write down the facts first. Total number of voters is given to be 60,000. Okay, now it is saying 80% of the total votes were polled. So number of votes polled, I have no idea what this polled means. Anyway, number of votes polled is equal to 80% of, I guess, 60,000. The total number of voters were 60,000, and basically it may be the case that 80% of this total number of voters were actually considered. So number of votes polled is 80% of 60,000. Okay, so this is equal to 80 by 100 into 60,000. I'm not calculating it right now. Let me see. Then it says that if 60% of the polled votes, so this is the number of polled votes, 80 by 100 into 60,000 is the number of polled votes. It is saying again that if 60% of the polled votes were cast in favor of A. Okay, so votes casted in favor. Okay, 1 minute. Instead of finding out the 60% of how many votes were favor of A, we can easily say that if 60% of the polled votes went in favor of A, percentage of votes casted in favor of A is given to be 60%. Okay. Now it is asking how many votes were received by B. Okay. So this implies we can say that percent of votes casted in favor of B should obviously be 100 minus 60%, because a voter will either cast vote in favor of A or B. So if 60% of the polled votes, whatever that number of polled votes B, we have already found calculated that. So 60% of the polled votes went in favor of A. So definitely 100 minus 60, which is 40% of the polled votes should have gone in favor of B, or B have received 40% of the polled votes. Okay, so this implies B number of votes received by B equals 40% of polled votes, number of polled votes, which is nothing but we have already calculated for 40% of 880 by 100 into 60,000. This is the number of polled votes. So the number of votes received by B is 40% of the number of polled votes. Now this is 40 by, please be careful with as how I am using the operator of operator. Of operator always means multiplication. So this is 40% of this expression. Now 40% of something means 40 by 100 multiplied by, I have 80 60,000 divided by 100. Okay, now this we have to calculate. How many zeros? 4 zeros gone from the denominator, 4 zeros gone from the numerator, and we are left with 4 into 8 into 600. 4 into 8 into 600. This equals 32 into 600. This is 6, 12, 1900. So 19200 is the number of votes received by B, and the total number of votes polled was whatever. So this is the total number of votes received by B. Okay. Let's do question number 16. It says the price of a shirt is reduced by 12% in a discount sale. If its present price is rupees 1188, find its original price. Okay. So the price of a shirt is reduced by 12%. Again, whenever you have, see these terms, reduced by some percentage or increased by some percentage, it means reduced or increased is with reference to 100. So the price of a shirt is reduced by 12% means now the price has become 100 minus 12, that is 88% of the original price. So percent of reduction given, is equal to 12. So This implies reduced price of shirt equals 100 minus 12% of original price So this is nothing but 100 minus 12 is 88. So the reduced price of the shirt is now 88% of original price. Now we have to find the original price. Okay. So now let's assume original price of shirt be rupees X. So this implies that reduced price is 88% of X. So X we have assumed to be the original price of the shirt. So now the reduced price of the shirt should be 88% of X because 12% has been reduced. Now this is 88 by 100 into X, that is 88 X by 100. This should be equal to, it is given that if its present price is 1188, its present price means after the reduction. So this should be equal to rupees 1188. Okay. Now this implies from here we can solve X equals rupees 1188 into 100 divided by 88. This is, if we simplify, if we divide with 11, this is 8 and this is 108, I guess. And 4 2 4 27, and this is so okay, so 27 by 2 into 100, 27 by 2 is 13.5. So this is 13.5 into 100 rupees, 13.5 into 100. So this is rupees 1350. So the original price of the shirt was rupees 1350, and after 12% of reduction on discount sale, its price was given to be 1188. Okay. Let's do problem number 17. It says the price of a sweater is increased by 8%. If its increased price is 1566 rupees, 1566, find the original price. It's similar to question number 16, just that in this case, in this problem, the price is increased by some percentage. So percent of increase is given to be 8%, and so let's assume the original price of sweater be rupees X. This implies price after increase, since the price has increased by 8%. So after the increase, the new increased price should be 100 plus 8. Since there is an increase of in percentage increase in the price, which is by 8%, so the new price should be 100 plus 8% of X, where X is the original price. This is 108% of X. Now this implies, and this price is given to be 1566. It is given that if its increased price is 1566, so we can have 108% of X equals equals rupees 1566. This implies 108% of X means 108 by 100 into X equals rupees 1566. This implies X equals rupees 1566 multiplied by 100 divided by 108. Now this, after simplification, becomes 1566 divided by 8. 1566 is not divisible by 4. Is it divisible by 9? 9. Yeah, I think so. Now, if I divide 1566 by 9, I have 66, 63 and 4, and this is 112. 12 does not divide 17 4, 174. 108 divided by 9 is 12. Okay, and 1566 divided by 9 is 66 to 3, 36, 4. Yeah, it is fine. If I now divide by 6 divided by 6, 12, 54. If I divide by 6, this is 2, and if I divide by 6, this is 6 to 12, 9. Okay, so this is 29 by 2 into 100, which is 29 by 2 is 14.5 into 100. This is 29 by 2 is 14.5. Now 14.5 into 100 is 1450. So the original price of the sweater is rupees 1450. And so after 8% of increase, it was 1566. Okay. Let's do problem number 18. It says, after spending 80% of his income and giving 10% of the remainder in a charity, a man has rupees 46260 left with him. Find his income. Okay. After spending 80% of his income and giving 10% of the remainder in a charity. Okay. So let's assume the income be rupees X. So it is given that 80% of his income after spending, amount spent is given to be 80% of it. After spending 80% of his income and giving 10% of the remainder in a charity. Amount spent is 80% of X. This is fine. Amount, it is given that 80% of his income he spent. Now then we can say that amount remaining is obviously 100 minus 80% of X. This is 20% of X. This is 20 by 100 X. This is the where we have assumed that X is his income. So the amount remaining is 20 by 100 into X. Now it has said that, now it is saying that 10% of the remainder in a charity. He has given 10% of the remainder in a charity. So amount given to charity is 10% of remainder. Remainder means we have found 20x by 100. 20x by 100. Amount given to charity is 10% of 20x by 100. Giving 10% of the remainder in a charity. A man has Athol left with him. Okay, so amount given to charity is 10%. Amount given to charity is 10% of this. Then we can also say that amount left, ultimately amount left is 90% of 20x by 100. Let's do this way. It is saying that percent given to charity is 10%. 10% of what? 10% of the remainder, and the remainder we have found to be 20x by 100. Now percent given to charity is 10%. So amount, so percent, now percent left with him is equal to 100 minus 10% of 20x by 100. This is 90% of 20x by 100. This is 90% of 20x by 100 is 90 by 100 multiplied by 20x by 100. This is given to be equal to 46260. 46260. From here we have to solve x. So we have assumed that, let me summarize what we have done so far. We have assumed that the income, let his income be x, rupees x. Now it has said in the problem that 80% of his income he has spent. So amount spent is 80% of x. Now amount remaining, what will be the remaining? Obviously the remaining percentage, that is 100 minus 80, 20% of x is what is remaining, which is 20x by 100. Now out of this 20x by 100, he has given 10% to charity. So definitely what eventually will be left is 90% of 20x by 100. So we have 90% of 20x by 100 equal to the given amount, which is 46260. So from here we have to solve x. So x, this implies x equals rupees 46260 into 100 divided by 90 into 20. Okay. How much is this? 90. Will 4626 be divided by 9? Let's see. 545. 1. Yes, it will divide. So 0 cancels, and 4626 gets divided by 9 with 5, 45, 1 and 4. And let's cancel 1 0 from 20 and 1 0 from 100. Now 2 divides 5 and 4 with 2, 5, 7. So this is rupees 257, and we have 3 zeros. So 257,000. So his total income was rupees 2,57,000. This is 2,57,000. This is problem number 18. Okay. After spending 80% of his income, 20% was remaining. Anyway, I hope this is correct. If I have not done any calculation mistake, the procedure, the application of concept is correct, in my opinion. If you think that I am doing somewhere wrong, I am applying wrong concept in solving a problem, or I am doing any calculation mistake, then please do let me know in the comment section. I will highly appreciate that. Let's do problem number 19. Problem number 19 says a number is increased by 20% and the increased number is decreased by 20%. Okay. Find the net increase or decrease percent. Okay. So let the number be x. Let the number be x. Now it is saying that the number was initially increased by 20%. And the increase, find the net increase or decrease percent. So we have to find the percentage of the net increase or decrease. Okay, so let the number be x. So this implies the number after 20% increase, after 20% increase. So if there is a 20% increase, this means that the increased number should be 100 plus 20% of x. This is 120% of x, and this is 120 x by 100. Okay. Now, so the number after 20% increase is now 120 x by 100, where the original number was x. Okay. Now, after increasing the number by 20%, it is saying that, and the increased number is decreased by 20%. So this number has now been decreased, is decreased by 20%, 20% of this number. Okay, so the number after 20% decrease is so now the current number after 20% has been decreased, the number has become 120x by 100. Now based on this 120x by 100, whatever this number is, it has been decreased by 20%. Now when it is decreased by 20%, we can say that now finally the number becomes since there is a decrease of 20%, we can say this is 100 minus 20 this percent of 120x by 100, because the current number is 120x by 100, and from this number 120x by 100 to 20% has been decreased. So 20% decreased means we can say now the final number will be 80% of the current number, and the current number is 120x by 100. So this is equals 80% of 120x by 100. This is 80 by 100 multiplied by 120x by 100. Okay, so now we have to see, we have to compare. The original number was x and the final number has now become, we have to see 0 0 cancels, 0 0 cancels, and this is 96x by 100. Now definitely 96 by 100 is smaller than x, so there is a decrease, there is a final decrease. So net decrease equals x minus 96x by 100. This is 100x minus 96x by 100. This is 4x by 100. This equals x by 25. X by 25. So the net decrease is x by 25, and the original number was x. So we have to now find the how much percentage is x by 25 of x. So now we have to find what percent is x by 25 of x. X was the original number, and we have seen after 20% has been after 20% of the original number has been increased, and then 20% has been decreased, the number has the final number became x by 25, sorry, 96x by 100, and the original number was x. So definitely there is a decrease, and the net decrease is x minus 96 by 100, which is x by 25. So now we have to find what is this percentage x by 25, what percentage is x by 25 of the original number, which is x. How do we find this? What percentage is x by 25 of x? This is equal to x by 25 divided by x multiplied by 100. So the concept applied is percent of if the question is asked what percent is x of y, this is x by y into 100. Okay, so now this is equal to x's cancels out, and we have 100 by 25. This is 4. So the net decrease in the number is 4%. So the net decrease, so 4% is the percent of net decrease, because the number has decreased finally. The initial original number was x, and the final number came out to be 96x by 100, and 96x by 100 is definitely less than x. And how much less? It is x by 25. So the final number is less than the original number x by 25. So now we have to find what percentage is x by 25 of x, which is 4%. So there is a net decrease of 4%. Okay. Let's do question number 20. It says the salary of an officer is increased by 20%. By what percent should the new salary be reduced? By what percentage should the new salary be reduced to restore the original salary? Okay. The salary of an officer is increased by 20%. So let's assume the salary be x. We are not concerned about the units. Obviously, it will be in rupees, but since we will never need to find x, it is not about finding x. So the actual value of x will not be required in this problem. So I'm ignoring the symbol rupees, even though it's understood. I'm ignoring the symbol rupees. So I'm assuming that let the salary be x. Now it is saying that the salary of an officer is increased by 20%. So salary after 20% increase. 20% increase means now the salary will be 100 plus 20% of the original salary. So 20%, 100 plus 20, which is 120% of x. After 20% has been increased, now the salary is 120% of the original salary, which we have assumed to be x. This is 120 x. This is 120 x by 100. Now it is saying that by what percentage should the new salary be reduced to restore the original salary. Okay, we have to assume once more. Let's assume by p% new salary is reduced so that the original salary is restored. Now after 20% increase, the salary was definitely increased to 120x by 100. Now we are assuming again that let this salary be again reduced by p%, so that after the reduction of p%, the final salary will be equal to x. So if p% is reduced from this new salary, which is 120x by 100, this implies that final salary, that is after the reduction of p%, final salary should be, if p% is reduced, this means that 100 minus p% of 120x by 100 should be the final salary. After the increase of 20% increase, the salary was 120x by 100, where we have assumed x is the original salary. Okay, now we are again assuming that let p%, the new salary, which is 120x by 100, let this new salary be reduced by p%. Now if there is a reduction of p%, then we can say that the final salary will be 100 minus p% of the previous salary, which was 120x by 100. So this is nothing but 100 minus P divided by 100 into 120x by 100. Now, this final salary should be equal to the original salary. That is what the question said, that by what percentage the new salary be reduced to restore the original salary. Restore means the salary will become to the original one. Now, so we have this equation 100 minus P divided by 100 multiplied by 120x by 100 equals to x. So definitely we see we can cancel out x from both sides, and we get that 100 120, we get that 120 by 100 multiplied by 100 minus P equals by 100 equals 1. Now this implies 120 100 minus P equals 100 into 100. This implies now for this kind of solving unknown variable in unknown equations in one variable, you must have completed the chapter on linear equations in one variable, because I am not really explaining how I am solving these equations in P or in any other variable, single variable. I assume that you have completed the chapter linear equations in one variable. I have already covered the chapter. There are quite a few videos on that. If you wish, you can watch the videos on the chapter linear equations in one variable. Okay. So now from here we can say that 100 minus P equals 100 into 100 divided by 120. Okay. So this is how much? 1 0 cancels out, 1 0 cancels out, 12. Okay. 25. No. Okay, so 4 3 4 20 25. So this is actually 250 by 3. This is if I convert this to decimal, I have 83.33. This is 250 by 3 is 824 310. Yeah, 83 point. Now this implies P equals 100 minus 83.33. This is how much? 67.4, 16.67. So P is 16.67. So by this percentage, the after the salary was increased by 20%, that salary should be reduced again by 16.67 percentage to restore the original salary. So let me quickly check if I did it correctly or not. We have assumed the original salary to be X. Okay, salary after 20% increase, after 20% increase should be 120% of X, that is 120X by 100. Fine. And we have assumed, let's assume by P% his salary is reduced. Okay, if P% is reduced from the new salary, then the final salary should be 100 minus P of 120x by 100. Okay, so 100 minus P by 100, 100 minus P percentage of 120x by 100 is 100 minus P by 100 into 120x by 100, and this should be equal to the original salary. So this is equal to X. Okay, X gets cancelled out and we get 120 by 100 multiplied by 100 minus P by 100 equals to 1. Okay, then again we have 120 into 100 minus P equals 100 into 100. Okay. Now 100 minus P becomes 100 into 100 by 120. And this is 1 0 cancels out, 0 0, and 4 3, 425. Okay. And so we have 250 by 3. 250 by 3 is 83.33. So now P is 100 minus this 16.67. Okay. So this is the percentage by which the new salary after the 20% increase should be reduced, so that the final salary becomes the original salary. Okay. This was question number 20. Let's do question number 21. It says a property dealer charges commission at the rate of 2% on the first 2 lakh, I guess. Yeah, 2 lakh. A property dealer charges commission at the rate of 2%. A property dealer charges commission. I mean, if the dealer means, I guess, sells property. So if he is selling a property of worth 2 lakh, he will charge 2% of that, 2% of 2 lakh. Okay. 1% on the next 1% on the next 2 lakh and 0.5% on the remaining price. The property dealer charges rate of 2% on the first 2 lakh. So whatever the price of the original price of the property be, for the first 2 lakh it is charging 22%. For the next 2 lakh it is charging 1% and 0.5% on the remaining price. Okay. Find his commission on the property that has been sold for 54000. Find his commission on the property that has been sold for. Now, this selling price, does it include the commission? Property dealer charges 2% on the first, 1% on the next this, and 0.5% on the remaining price. So there is 3 times commission. First for the initial 2 lakh, second for the next 2 lakh, and third for the remaining amount. So this find his commission on the property that has been sold for 5,40,000. Now these 5,40,000, is it the price of the property, or does it include also the commission? I'm confused. I don't know. The question is not very clear to me, but I'm assuming that this the property has been sold for 5,40,000. This is the base price, so the original price of the property. Original price of the property. Okay, so okay, so 2% of first rupees 2 lakh equals 2 by 100 into 2 lakh. 2% of 2 lakhs is 2 by 100 into 2, this much lakh. This is 4 by 100, which is 1 by 25. So rupees 1 by 25 lakh. Let's mm, not use lakh but use absolute values. So this is 2 lakh. This is 2 lakh. How many zeros? 5 zeros. Yeah, 2 lakh. So 2% of first 2 lakh is rupees 2 by 100 multiplied by 2 and 5 zeros. This is 2 0 cancels out. So this is rupees 4 4,000. 4,000. 2% of 2 lakhs is 4,000. Okay. 4,000. So this is the first commission. Now, so the first, where is the problem? Okay. So the property dealer charges commission at the rate of 2% on the first 2 lakh, 1% on the next 2 lakh. Okay. So 1% of second rupees 2 lakh is equal to rupees 1 by 100 multiplied by 2 5 zeros. This is 2 0 cancels out. This is rupees 2,000. This is rupees 2,000. Now, and 0.5% on the remaining price. So what is the remaining price? The remaining price, the original price of the property that was sold is 54 5 lakh 40,000, 5 lakh 40,000. So the remaining price should be minus rupees 2 lakh minus rupees 2 lakh. So the total price of the property is 5 lakh 40,000. So from out of this 5 lakh 40,000, the first 2 lakh commission is 4,000, and the next 2 lakhs commission is rupees 2,000. And what is the remaining price? That is 5 lakh 40,000 minus 2 lakhs minus 2 lakhs. This is minus 2 lakhs minus 2 lakh. This is rupees 54,000 minus rupees 4 lakh 0. Okay. Now this is rupees how much? 1,4,0,0,0. 1,40,000. Remaining price is 1,40,000. Remaining price is 1,40,000. Okay. So on this remaining price, the commission is how much? 5%. So 0.5% of rupees 1,40,000 equals 5 by 100 5 by 100 multiplied by 140,000. 20 cancels out. This is rupees 0 0 70 20 cancels out. 140,000. Okay, but 5 by 100 into 140,000. 20 cancels out. This is 1400 into 5. Okay, so this is the amount commission from the remaining price. So total commission is total what is the question? Find his commission on the property. Okay, so total commission is rupees 4,000 plus rupees 2,000 plus rupees 7,000. This is 6 rupees 13,000 is the total commission. Okay, let's do problem number 22. It says Nikhil's income is 20% less than that of Akhil. Nikhil's income is 20% less than that of Akhil. How much percent is Akhil's income more than that of Nikhil's? Okay, how much percent is Akhil's income more than that of Nikhil? How much percent is Akhil's income more than that of Nikhil's? Okay, so whatever it is asking, so definitely Akhil's income is more than Nikhil's, and it has given that Nikhil's income is 20% less than of Akhil. So whatever the income of Akhil is, we have to find. First, we have to find the difference. Even though the actual income is irrelevant, is not required in this problem, but we can assume something like X with the income of Akhil. Anyway, so we have to finally find what the difference of Akhil's income and Nikhil's income, and that difference, what is the percentage of that difference of Nikhil's income, because it has asked how much percent is Akhil's income more than that of Nikhil's. So this more has to be calculated with respect to Nikhil's income. So with respect to Nikhil's income, how much percent is Akhil's income more than that of Nikhil's? Okay, let's let income of Akhil be X. So since Nikhil's income is 20% less than that of Akhil, this implies income of Nikhil is 20% less than that of Akhil. This implies it is 100 minus 20, this much percent of X. X is the income of Akhil, if I have assumed. Because it has said that Nikhil's income is 20% less than that of Akhil. 20% less means 100 minus 20, 80% of Akhil's income, which is X. This is 80% of X. This is 80x by 100. Okay, we can reduce it to further as 2 by 5, I guess. 2 by 5. x, 2x by 5. Okay. Now this is Nikhil's income, where x is the income of Akhil. Now it is asking by what percent, by how much percent is Akhil's income more than that of Nikhil. Okay. So Akhil's income is how much more? Is x minus 2x by 5 more than Nikhil. Definitely. Akhil's income is x and Nikhil's income we have found out to be 2x by 5, which is definitely less than x. So how much how much Akhil's income is more than Nikhil? That is x minus 2x by 5. This is 3x by 5. X minus 2x by 5 is 3x by 5. So Akhil's income is 3x by 5 more than Nikhil's income. Nikhil's income and what is Nikhil's income? 2x by 5. Nikhil's income is 2x by 5. Now, so the question now we have to find is what is the percentage? What percentage is 3x by 5 of 2x by 5? Because this 3x by 5 is the amount of Akhil's income is 3x by 5 more than Nikhil's income. So the 3x by 5 is the extra income that Akhil is earning than Nikhil, and we have to find what percentage this extra income is based on Nikhil's income, which is 2x by 5. So now the question is, what percent is 3x by 5 of 2x by 5? So what percent is 3x by 5 of 2x by 5? This is not, we know that this is 3x by 5 divided by 2x by 5 multiplied by 100. So x will cancel out and we will have 5 will also cancel out. We will have 3 by 2 multiplied by 100. This is 150%. So this means that Akhil's income is 150% more than Nikhil's income. Nikhil's income is 20% less than that of Akhil, which means Nikhil's income is 80% of Akhil. How much percent is Akhil's income more than that of Nikhil's? How much percent? Okay, I think 150% should be the answer. Let's move on to question number 23. It says that question number 23, John's income is 20% more than that of Mr. Thomas. How much percent is the income of Mr. Thomas less than that of John? It's a kind of similar problem to 22, but the less and more has been changed. Now John's income is 20% more than that of Mr. Thomas. So let's assume income of Mr. Thomas be X. Now it is saying that John's income is 20% more than that of Mr. Thomas. So this implies John's income is, it is given to be 20% more than that of Mr. Thomas. So this will be more means 20% more means 100 plus 20. This percent of income of Mr. Thomas, which we have assumed to be X. So this is 120% of X. This is 120X. 120 by 100 into X, that is 120X by 100. This is, if we simplify it further, 120 by 100, this is 6x by 5. Okay. John's income is 6x by 5, which is definitely greater than X. Now it is asking how much percent is the income of Mr. Thomas less than that of John. Okay. So income of Mr. Thomas is how much less? Is 6x by 5 is John's income, which is more than Mr. Thomas. So the income of Mr. Thomas is 6x minus 5 minus x, this much less than John's income. This is 6x by 5 minus x is x by 5 is x by 5. So Mr. Thomas' income is x by 5 less than that of John's income, and John's income we have found to be 6x by 5. So now we have to find what percent is x by 5 of 6x by 5, because 6x by 5 is John's income and Mr. Thomas' income is x by 5 less than that of John's income. And so the question has asked by how much percent is the income of Mr. Thomas less than that of John, and the percentage has to be calculated with respect to John's income. So now the question is, what percent is x by 5 of 6x by 5? This is, we know, x by 5 divided by 6x by 5 multiplied by 100. X cancels out, 5 also cancels out. This becomes 100 by 6. This is 16.66 percentage. So Mr. Thomas' income is 16.66 percentage less than that of income of John. Okay, let's do question number 24. The value of a machine depreciates 10% every year. The value of a machine depreciates means gets decreased 10% every year. So at the end of every year, the value of the machine becomes 90% of its original price, which is at the beginning of the year. Okay, if its present value is rupees 3,87,000, what was its value 1 year ago? What was its value 1 year ago? So 1 year ago, definitely it was more. So one year ago, whatever the value was, after 1 year, it should have gone reduced to 80%, and so 80% of whatever its value was 1 year before should be equal to 3,87,000. Not 80%, 90%, because the value of the machine depreciates 10% every year. It's okay. What was its value 1 year ago? Let's assume value 1 year ago be x. I'm ignoring the symbol rupees because it is understood. So let's assume that the value of the machine, the value of the machine 1 year ago be x. X was the value of the machine 1 year ago. Now this implies present value should be equal to, since after 1 year it decreases by 10%, means at the end of 1 year the price becomes 90% of its original price. So now after 1 year the present value should be 100 minus 10% of x, where x was the value of the machine 1 year ago. This is 90% of x. This is 9x by 10. 90% of x means 90 by 100 into x, that is 90 by 100. We can reduce it to 9 by 10, 9x by 10. This is the present value of the machine, where we have assumed x to be the value of the machine 1 year ago. Now this implies this value, it has been given that the present value of the machine is 387,000. This implies x equals 387,000 multiplied by 10 divided by 9. Okay, so we have to divide 387 by 9. 4, 36, 3, 43000. So this is 4 3 and 4 zeros. So this is 4,30,000. The x is found to be 4,30,000. What happened? X is 4,30,000. Okay. Now question number 24. If its present value is this, what was its value 1 year ago? So the 1 year ago the value should be 4,30,000. Okay. Let's do question number 25. It says the value of a car decreases annually by 20%. If the present value of the car be 45,000, what will be its value after 2 years? The value of a car decreases annually by 20%. So at the end of every year, whatever its value is at the beginning of the year, at the end of the year, its value becomes 20% less. If the present value of the car is 45,000, what will be its value after 2 years. So after 2 years, so at the end of 1 year, after 1 year, its value will get decreased, which will be 80% of 45,000. Sorry, 4,50,000. So whatever that amount is, 80% of 4,50,000 will be the price at the end of 1 year. Again, after another year, at the end of another 1 year, the value will be 80% of that previous, the end of previous value of the end of previous year, which was, let's write it down. What will be its value after 2 years? Okay, if the present value of the card is given, okay, let's, for the sake of easiness of computation, instead of writing this 4,50,000 again and again, let present price of car be X, but it is already given. X is given. X is given to be 4,50,000. But for the sake of easiness of easiness of writing, and to avoid writing this figure 4,50,000 again and again, I am considering that value to be X. So let the present price of the car be X, which is given in the problem to be 4,50,000. Now, so after 1 year, price will be equal to how much? At the end of every year, the price becomes 20% less, which means 80% of the original price. So after 1 year, the price will be equal to 100 minus 20. 20% is the percent of reduction. The value of car decreases annually by 20%. So at the end of 1 year, the value of the car will be 100 minus 20% of X. This is 80% of X. This equals 80 by 100 X. This is 4x by 5. 4x by 5. Okay. So after 1 year, the price of the car has become 4x by 5, where X is actually given to be 4,50,000. But we are representing that 4,50,000 to be X, just for the sake of easiness of writing or computation. So after 1 year, this is the value of the car. After 2 years, what will be the price? The price will be, so after 1 year, at the end of 1 year, the price is 4x by 5. So after another year, the price will be again 100 minus 20% of 4x by 5, which is the price after first year. After first year, the price was reduced to 4x by 5, where 5x is the present price of the car. So at the end of first year, it is 4x by 5. Now, at the end of another year, it will be 80% of 4x by 5. So this is 80% of 4x by 5. This is 80 by 100 multiplied by 4x by 5. If we reduce this to simplest form, 1 0 cancels out, and this is 32 by 50. Uh, 2 4 2 5. So this is 16x by 25. Okay, so after 2 years, the final price of the car has become 16x by 25, where x was the price of the car was the present age. X is the price of the car presently. So after 2 years, the price is 16x by 25, and this is nothing but x we know as 5. X we know the x of x is the present price of the car, which is given to be 4,50,000. So this is nothing but rupees 16 by 25 multiplied by x. X is 4,50,000. So this is the final price after 2 years. Okay. Let me quickly check whether I did it correctly or not. The value of a car decreases annually by 20%. Okay. So at the end of an year, the price will be 80% of the price it was at the beginning of the year. If the present value of the car be 4,50,000, okay, we have assumed to be the present value of the car to be X. Okay. Now, what will be its value after 2 years? Okay. So after 1 year, the price will be 100 minus 20% of X, where X is the present price of the car, which is 80% of X, which is 80 by 100X, which is 4X by 5. Okay. Now 4X is the price of the car after 1 year. Now, and this will be the price at the beginning of the next year, second year. So after 2 years, price will be 80% of 4x by 5. Okay. So 80% of 4x by 5 means 80 by 100 into 4x by 5, which was 2425, 16x by 25. Okay. Now, and we know that this is the final price, and x is given. X is, we have assumed to be the present price of the car, which is given in the problem to be 4,50,000. So x is equal to 4,50,000. So if we replace x with 4,50,000, we have this. We have to calculate this, a long calculation. 5,5,5,9,0,0,0. Okay. This is equals to, let's multiply 16 with 9, that is 144 into how many zeros? 4 zeros divided by 5. 16 into 9 is 144, I guess. Okay. Now this is equals 144 divided by 5 is 210 28.8 into 1 into 10,000. This is equals to be 2,830. This is 2,88,000. 2,88,000 is the price, will be the price of the car after 2 years. Okay. Let's do problem number 26. The population of a town increases 10% annually. If its present population is 60,000, what will be its population after 2 years? This is similar to problem number 25, but in this case, the population is increasing by 10%. In the previous problem, it was decreasing by 20%. Okay. So, what will be its population after 2 years? let present population, we are assuming present population to be X just for the sake of easiness of computation, because we do not want to write these 60,000 again and again. Now, another way of solving this problem or the previous problem was, you could first determine that since the population and for regarding problem number 26, the population is increasing 10% annually. So at the end of the first year, the population will be 110% of the present population, which is 60,000. So after 1 year, you will know the population, which is 110% of 60,000. Now after another year, whatever the population will be, final population, at the end of another year, the final population will be again 110% of that increased population. This is another way of solving it. But my way of solving it, I don't know which will be faster. To me, this method looks convenient because I want to do the long computation finally at the end. So this is the reason I am not calculating the value after every year. So let present population be X. This implies population, since the population is increasing by 10%, population is increasing by 10% annually. So population after 1 year will be, since it is increasing by 10%, it will be 100 plus 10% of the present population, that is X, even though X is given to be 60,000. Now this is 110% of X. This is 110 divided by 100 into X. This is 11X by 10. Okay. Now what will be its population after 2 years? Okay. So this implies population. So 11X by 100 is the population after 1 year. Now population after 2 years will be equals to, again the population after 2 years will be nothing but 110% of 11x by 100, because at the end of 1 year the population has become 11x by 100. Now after another 1 year the population will again increase by 10%. 10% of what? 10% of 11x by 100. So the population after 2 years will be 100 plus 10% of 11x by 10, because 11x by 10 is the population after 1 year. This is 110% of 11x by 10. This is 110 by 100 into 11x by 10. Again, so this becomes 11 by 10, 11 into 1, 11 into 11, 121 by 100 x. Population after 2 years. So x we know, x we have assumed to be the present population, which is given in the problem to be 60,000. So this becomes 121 by 100 into 60,000. Okay, 20 cancels out, and this becomes 121 into 6 is 6, 12, 7 and 20. This is the population after 2 years. Okay, 27, last problem. It says, due to an increase in the price of sugar by 25%, by how much percent must a householder decrease the consumption of sugar so that there is no increase in the expenditure on sugar? Complex one. Due to an increase in the price of sugar by 25%, Okay. So now the if the original price of sugar was X something, the sugar has now become 125%. Since there is an increase in 25%, which means the price now after increase is 125% of the original price. Now, by how much percent must a householder decrease the consumption of sugar so that there is no increase in the expenditure on the sugar? So, expenditure on the sugar means uh, the price of the sugar which is being consumed, but we don't know how much sugar is being consumed. So, uh, by how much percent must a householder decrease the consumption of sugar so that there is no increase in the expenditure on sugar? By how much percentage of consumption? We have to, I think it's better to assume the consumption. Let consumption, I mean the let consumption of sugar now by how much percent must a householder decrease the consumption of sugar? Now that percentage should be based on the previous consumption of sugar. So we are assuming great consumption of sugar before uh, price increase, that is the before the increase of these 20%, the price has been increased, price of sugar has been increased by 25%. Before that increase, let's say assume the consumption of the sugar was X. Net consumption of sugar before price uh, is X. Now this the unit, it is not that important. It could be whatever unit, kilogram, gram. That is not important. And obviously the price, the price, the cost could be in rupees, paisa, whatever. That is irrelevant. So unit is not really that important. So we are assuming that the consumption before there was an increase in price of sugar, the consumption is X. Now obviously some and X unit and also let's now the consumption of the sugar before price increase is, let's say X kg. Let's consider some unit. It will be easy to understand and visualize the problem, even though this unit is not really required. It could be, I can also take gram, it does not matter, but just for the sake of uh, understanding the problem, to get a good visual of what is happening, let's consider that the consumption of sugar before price increase is X kg. Okay. And let uh, the price, let the original price, that is price before increase, original price, what happened? My machine is working slow. Let the original price of sugar before increase of price, of course, be let's say y rupees y per kg. Let the original price of sugar before increase be rupees y per kg. Now this implies expenditure expenditure before expenditure before uh, before price increase, before the price of sugar got increased. So expenditure before price increase now should be equal to uh, the price of the sugar before increase is rupees y per kg, and the consumption is x kg. So it is rupees x y, rupees x y. Expenditure before price increase is rupees x y. Now we have to consider the situation where now now price of sugar price of sugar after increase. By price of sugar I mean cost of sugar per kg. So price of sugar after increase will be, before increase we have assumed to be rupees y per kg. So price of sugar after increase, it is given that price increase has increased by 25%. So this should be 100 plus 25% of y per kg. Before increase the price was rupees y per kg. So now after increase it should be 100 plus 25, 125% of y per kg. This is nothing but 125% of y per kg. This is 125% of y means 125 by 100 into y per kg. I mean this is rupees this per kg anyway. So this is I'm omitting the symbol, omitting the units. So this is 125 by 100 into y. If we simplify this to be simplified further, that is simplify 125 by 100, it becomes 25 5 by 4. So 5 by 4 5. So before the price got increased, the price of the sugar was rupees y per kg. Now it has become rupees 5 by 4 y, which is obviously greater than y. 5 by 4 y, rupees 5 by 4 y per kg. Okay. Now it is asking by how much percent must a householder decrease the consumption of sugar so that there is no increase in the expenditure on sugar. Now we have to again assume, let P% of there is a P% of reduction of consumption. There is P% of reduction of consumption. Initially the consumption was x kg of rice. Let P% of reduction of consumption. I mean there is a reduction of P% of consumption of sugar. Now this implies new or reduced consumption if we are assuming that there is a P% reduction of consumption of sugar after the price has increased of sugar. The householder has decreased the consumption of sugar by P%. So if that is the case, then the reduced consumption will be, we have assumed that the before the price of sugar was increased, the consumption was x kg. Now it will be P% less of x kg. This is 100 minus P. P% less reduction means 100 minus P percent of x. This is 100 minus P into x by 100. Okay, so this is now the reduced consumption. Okay, now the householder is consuming 100 minus p x by 100 kg of sugar. So what is the expenditure? New expenditure is, if this is the 100 minus p x by 100 is the new consumption, that is this amount of sugar. So what will be the cost? The cost will be 100 minus p x by 100 is the reduced consumption multiplied by the rate of the sugar, the new rate of the sugar, which is the new increased rate of the sugar, which is 5 by 4 into y. Now this is let's do some simplification. This is 5 cancels 100 with 20. So this is 100 minus p x into y divided by 80. Okay, so this is the new expenditure. Now it is given that by how much percent the consumption should be decreased so that there is no increase in the expenditure on sugar, which means now the current now that the consumption has been reduced, what the new expenditure should be equal to the previous expenditure. The previous expenditure was xy. This implies this should be equal to xy. Now we can cancel xy from both sides. This means 100 minus p equals 80. This implies p equals 100 minus 80. This is 20. So the consumption of sugar need to be decreased by 20% so that the expenditure remains the same. Okay. So this brings to the end of solving the rest of the problems, problem number 13 to 27. I hope these problems were, some of the problems were quite tricky, and it is essential that you understand the problem, what exactly it is trying to find, what exactly it is asking, and what data has been given, and then correlate those data and apply the concept of percentages to solve the problem. So understanding the problem is a major task, even though your concept on percentages might be well, but because you couldn't understand the problem, you may not be able to solve it. So solve as many problems as you can. I mean, the questions from the textbook of R.S. Aggarwal, the exercise problems, and also the solved ones, and then if you complete the MCQ and the test paper, this should be well enough to have a good foundation of your concept on the percentage, and this will obviously help you do well in your board exam or school exams. Okay, so I hope this video was beneficial. If it is so, then please like it, share it with your friends, and once again, please support me by subscribing to my channel if you are not yet, and if you are watching my videos regularly and my videos are beneficial to you, then please support me by subscribing to my channel, and do not forget to press the bell icon so that you will be notified by my future videos. The next video will be on solving the MCQ, that is the objective questions on this chapter of percentage. So please stay tuned for the next video where I will solve the MCQ problems. So thanks for watching, and until the next video, take care and bye.